Hi, I've been asked a few questions again since the last video about different mixes you can use for feeders and just general all-round mixes, and I've been playing around since all this lockdown business has finished. One of the mixes I can strongly recommend is the new Record Suite mix 50/50 with the G5 Special. Depending on how much of the Record Suite you put in there, depends on how heavy you want the ground bait, really. As with all the Record ground baits, they are all quite heavy and quite sticky, so you can pack a lot of loose feed in there, casters and hemp and whatever. I found using that mix, I've pretty much caught everything just on one day. I had bream, roach, rudd, carp, tench and some perch, so definitely give that one a go. Quite amazed of how many fish I actually caught on that. Obviously the G5 Special, it's not like the normal G5. It's actually quite a spicy mix with like loads of herbs and whatever else is in there, which is what makes it kind of like a unique blend, I suppose, because you've got the sweetness of the Record Suite, but when you mix it with the G5 Special, it just completely changes it, the whole context, really, because the G5 Special is not exactly a heavy sticky mix. That's why you need the Record Suite to give it a bit more binding power. But yeah, I used it in like 3 meters of water, no problem at all. You can literally mix it, so you just grab one ball and just squeeze it and that's it, it's done. Especially if you're doing like long fishing or pole to hand, whichever way you want to call it these days, whip fishing, that's what you need. Like just pinch the ground bait one-handed and just throw it, job done. Very good mix for that. The next mix I've been experimenting with is the feeder Bream turbo, either the black or the normal one, feeder, and obviously, as always, some brown crumb. I normally mix them like equal parts depending on how deep the water is. The turbo, as normal with turbo, you can mix it quite heavy if you need to. I just tend to use it so it basically just sticks in the feeder. If you follow the three times wetting guide that we normally put on the back of the package, then you can't go far wrong. So you say you can always put water in, but you can't take it back out, so you need to be careful what you're doing with it. Just do little and often and job done. Yeah, like I said, well, obviously the feeder Bream is more or less just white, so if you want to use it in that state, with that colour, no problem at all. When I used it, I went for an all-round kind of mix, so I darkened it off with the feeder black, but you can use the normal feeder turbo if you want, the brown one, no problem at all. I'm sure you'll still probably even catch bigger fish doing that, I don't know. But when I used this mix, I was catching bream, proper big bream, like 4 or 5 pounds. A lot of tench, which surprised me quite a lot. A few carp and some bigger roach, which obviously always helps in a match situation and be catching bigger fish. With that, I was using the M Secret additive, but I found instead of using that, I just used the can't find it at the moment, the syrup liquid booster. That seems to give it an even bigger kick, just gives it a bit of a sweeter touch, so that works quite well. If you've got any more questions or anything, just drop a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, no problem. And yeah, tight lines, cheers.